Hi, today is Monday, the 11th of May. It's end of lockdown in France, thank heavens. And just to update you on my personal situation, I shall be relocating to Barcelona in the coming weeks to work for a prop trading firm as an options analyst and expert, and basically a quant. But rest assured that I will keep producing those videos. In particular, soap is still my focus. Right, let's get back to business. This is SPX and this is the 4-hour chart. Before recording this, I went back to my last week's video. We were about here and I said, well, watch out for this strong support area and bullish congestion would be a reasonable assumption. And indeed, over the following couple of days, it did go back to exactly fib 2890, where it bumped. And of course, a 4-hour chart can give you some picture for maybe 1 to 2.5 days. So I generally say, well, it's okay until midweek. I do provide updates to members of the class for the remainder of the week. So the market kept grinding up and it is now looking at testing again this very strong resistance area. This is the major fib from the March 4. So this one, if broken, it would indicate the market is ready to kind of erase the crazy moves seen in the last 2 months. And let's be realistic, it's very much unlikely. The market should maybe congest and eventually it should go south again. Maybe not in any strong selling bout or wave. I'm not even considering Elliott waves or Gantt charts. I mean, those things are too esoteric for my liking. But we should see the market trying to confirm some new support, probably higher lows from the last lows below to 2200. The congestion should turn bearish congestion at some point. Right now, let's get back to this kind of horizon. And we see that we're still in those channels when the market drops and the channel forms. So we are still in a hesitant return to bullishness, I would say. Now, the strong resistance is still at between 965.70, with due regard to current volatility, the fib around 2940 or 35 to 60. This is the same area, so the market should maybe test in this type of area. On this time frame, there's a chance actually we see that even though the lines here try to indicate a possible move higher, and incidentally at a time where it could not really be expected, the moves, if you can see that the strong support here moved up when the market was actually hesitant and maybe even going down. So those lines are very powerful, but they can move at the most unexpected time. So this type of signal and grinding up seems to be indicating some good momentum. So I would really think bullish congestion to congestion would be the turn of the day or the tone of the first half of the week. And we're going to now look at the daily chart. This is the daily chart. Here we see clearly this crazy fall in March. Those lines do not draw properly on the daily chart, but that's okay. This is not a chart I look at often. So here we see a resurgence of buying, but this type of signal shows some anti-correlation to actual price movement, so it may just be too early or it may be erased. It looks like it's an acceptable signal, so we can't discard the possibility of the market breaking on the upside, even though this, as I said earlier, it is at this point quite unlikely. I would rather believe that the market will keep congesting in this type of area. The pivot level is on 2500, but this kind of level, 2790, is also a strong level. I would say in terms of strength, the red brownish lines are the strongest resistance and are as strong as the blue support line. The pivot level is the second strongest, and this one is still pretty strong. So this is also multiples of 40, or overall I would say that this kind of range is probably where the market will stay for the next few weeks, with a possible acceleration of selling if those channels break. But for now, let's focus on how the market behaves near this strong resistance area. Lastly, a look at the 1 hour chart. Here it is. Here as well, strong resistance on the 2965.70 area. The pivot here is on 2890. I have plotted actually a fib expansion here. If you look at this fib expansion, we see that we have a first target on 2950 where the market is sitting. The market may not reach the 2965.70, lacking momentum now on 2950. It is hard to say. I would still believe that the market will stay in this channel and try and test this resistance at some point. There may be a return to these channel lows and maybe some acceleration like we've seen every time the channels were the channel boundaries have been broken, some acceleration like here, but I don't think we will see okay, so there shouldn't be a strong acceleration, a selling acceleration, unless this one is broken. So if this one breaks, let's assume that after failing to break this level, it goes back to this area again. If it breaks, we may have some acceleration here, and where it could stay in this channel. But if this one eventually breaks, then we would have, I mean, sellers would probably be more aggressive. But until then, I would assume that these channels will hold, and we are still in a bullish congestion to returning to standard congestion. Okay, next video will be on our positions for members of the class. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.